Absolutely. Based on the inspiration from Incredibism City, The Face, here is a conceptual version of Incredibism City, The Echo, emphasizing the dynamic, interconnected nature of perception, language, and dimensional art.
See the echo.
Overview. Incredibism City, The Echo is a multi-dimensional metropolis where sound, language, and emotion intertwine to shape its structure and atmosphere. The city vibrates with an almost palpable energy, where every street, building, and form is not fixed but fluid, responding to the voices and emotions of its inhabitants. In The Echo, all things are in a state of oscillation, constantly transforming, reflecting and amplifying the thoughts, languages, and sounds that pass through it. Distinguishable characteristics of Incredibism City, The Echo. 1. Echo towers. These towering structures are the city's core feature. Unlike static buildings, echo towers are living, resonating entities. Their shape and size shift depending on the frequency of sounds and emotions emitted by the city's population. Each echo tower responds uniquely to specific sounds. Laughter causes vibrant spirals, while whispers form intricate lace-like patterns on their surfaces. They pulse with radiant light in sync with the rhythms of language, each illumination telling a story that reflects both individual and collective emotional states. Sound wave streets. The streets in The Echo are made of vibrating paths that react to every footstep. When someone walks, the ground beneath them creates ripples resembling a pond reacting to a dropped stone. Each ripple holds the linguistic residue of past conversations, displaying fleeting words and symbols that momentarily appear before fading. The streets are also attuned to the sounds of the wind, which can produce melodies as it travels along the paths. These streets literally hum with life, their undulating surfaces reflecting the passage of time and history in auditory form. 3. Linguistic refraction pools. Scattered throughout the city are reflective pools of liquid language. These pools act like mirrors, but instead of reflecting physical appearances, they refract language. When someone speaks near a linguistic refraction pool, their words become visible symbols floating above the water, breaking apart into fragments that swirl and reform in ever-shifting shapes. The pools function as both a medium of communication and a tool for artistic expression, allowing inhabitants to leave ephemeral yet beautiful linguistic sculptures in their wake. 4. Waveform gardens. In contrast to traditional city parks, the gardens in The Echo grow not from soil but from sound. These gardens are composed of plants formed by sound waves, each echoing a different tone, language, or feeling. Depending on the sounds in the environment, the flora will twist, stretch, or bloom, generating new unseen patterns. Some waveforms are sharp and angular, others soft and flowing, but all represent the intrinsic connection between nature and language in the city. The Echo's residents tend to these gardens through conversation, literally nurturing their growth by speaking, chanting, or singing to them. 5. The mirror horizon. The outer boundary of Incredibism City. The Echo is known as the mirror horizon. This is a shimmering edge where reality, sound, and perception collapse into one. Gazing upon the mirror horizon is akin to looking into an infinite reflection of oneself, where every word spoken reverberates endlessly, each echo taking on new meanings and forms. Crossing the mirror horizon allows inhabitants to experience their own voices and thoughts in completely new ways, making it a sacred space for introspection and personal discovery. 6. Temporal scribes. The inhabitants of The Echo, known as temporal scribes, are not just citizens but are part of the living fabric of the city. They record the ever-changing linguistic flow of the environment, capturing fragments of conversations, emotions, and soundscapes into flowing calligraphic scripts. These scripts are written with a fluid language ink that can only be seen when it resonates at the correct frequency. The scribes wear robes that respond to the vibrations of nearby voices, reflecting their wearer's emotional and linguistic state in a visually dynamic way. The Core Echo Temple. At the heart of the city lies the Core Echo Temple, an ancient structure made of pure sound and light. The temple is a place of harmonic balance where inhabitants come to align themselves with the deepest resonances of the echo. Inside, visitors find themselves surrounded by layers of linguistic energy that pulse like a heartbeat. These layers create a profound connection between the individual and the city's core frequencies. The temple is considered a sanctuary for meditation, allowing people to harmonize their internal frequencies with the echoes of the city itself. The visual identity of Incredibism City lies in its perpetual transformation. The city is painted in vibrant hues of glowing blues, purples, and metallic silvers, with every surface reflecting the nature of the sounds and languages interacting with it. Buildings and streets look less like traditional urban environments and more like sculptures of sound waves frozen mid-resonance. The city feels like a blend of traditional calligraphy and avant-garde architecture, with visual fluidity dominating every corner. Art in this city is auditory in nature. Painters use sound brushes, instruments that emit tones instead of pigments, allowing them to create visible soundscapes on the resonant canvases of walls and public spaces. This creates visual waves and vibrations that can be read or experienced through sight and sound alike, blending auditory and visual perception into a singular artistic experience. Final thought! Incredibism City. The Echo is not just a city, it's a living resonance of perception, language, and emotion. Every sound, every word spoken influences the structure and atmosphere, creating an ever-changing symphony of human experience. The Echo invites its inhabitants to explore the depths of communication, where language is not only spoken, but becomes a tangible, living force that shapes the world around them. This version of an Incredibism City concept draws on similar themes of dimensional exploration, communication, and interconnectedness that define City, the face. But here the emphasis lies on sound and language as the driving creative forces behind its architecture and culture.